Here's the deal. You're having knee pain, right? I mean, I assume you are. That's why you clicked on the video, right? I'm sorry to hear that you're having knee pain, but hopefully with this video, I can help you understand why you're having the pain, help you manage the pain, and maybe eliminate it altogether. So what I'm going to be going over in this video is specifically pain on the medial part of the knee, or that's the inside part of the knee. Now, there's a lot of different things that can cause medial knee pain, but what I'm going to be going over in this video is specifically called Plica Syndrome. Let's get into it. We're talking about Plica Syndrome today, so it makes sense to help you understand what a plica actually is before we get into how we're going to fix your knee. So a plica effectively is a folding of synovial tissue that surrounds the knee. So basically we have this synovial tissue in all of our joints, really, and what it does is it produces fluid to help lubricate the joint. Now, it develops in the fetus in about the second trimester. You start to lose some of that synovial fluid or tissue, and it can reduce, and basically it becomes folds of tissue in the knee, and that folded membrane is called a plica. Now, it starts to dissipate again as we get a little bit older, but in some people, it still becomes a problem. That folded tissue is a problem and can become inflamed in a knee. The medial plica is the one that typically is involved the most. Now, this tissue can become irritated or inflamed with a lot of repetitive type motion. So it could be playing a sport, running, jogging, or even non-weight bearing types of things like biking can affect the plica and make it become very, very irritated. So how we're going to treat the Plica syndrome is, first, you need to recognize the activity that's causing the problem and reduce the activity for a period of time. So if you notice that it really starts to hurt every time you go out and go for a jog, stop jogging for just a moment. Try to find an alternative form of exercise that doesn't cause that knee pain. Now, we got to get that inflammation under control as well, so you can take some over-the-counter meds like Advil or Motrin or something like that to help reduce that inflammation, or you can ice your knee. So icing it for 10 minutes, a few times a day could help relieve some of that inflammation. Now, there are some exercises that I want to show you that might help support the knee as it's healing and prevent it from happening again. Now, there are a lot of different tissues that can be irritated in the knee that will present as this medial or inside knee pain. It could be a meniscus or patellofemoral, coming from the kneecap itself. We have very specific tests that we do as physical therapists to diagnose whether or not it is a plica involvement or the plica syndrome. But whether or not you have the actual plica syndrome, these exercises probably are still going to benefit you if it's coming from another tissue. So give these 4 exercises a try. And let's see if that doesn't reduce some of your symptoms. So follow me. Okay, so the goal here is to really stretch out the tight muscles that are surrounding the knee and strengthen muscles to help support the knee. And when you do this, in addition with creating a reduced inflammatory response at the knee, you're going to develop the muscle strength to really support it, to be able to go through the activities of running or biking or engaging in sport to reduce that inflammation on the plica. Okay, let's get started. 4 very simple exercises. The first one is a hamstring stretch. So what we're going to do is lie down on the ground, and you're going to do this with both of your legs. So start out with the one that's injured first. You're going to clasp your hands right behind your knee,
And then just extend your knee straight up in the air. You're gonna feel that stretch in the back of the leg here, the hamstring muscles. So you're gonna hold each stretch for 30 seconds and do each side 3 times. So don't forget about the good leg too. Make sure that that side is gonna be very strong and flexible as well. Okay, after you've done the stretches, let's move on into the strengthening component here. So what we wanna do is strengthen all the muscles in the leg and the hip. Now, you're asking, why are we stretching or why are we strengthening exercises in the hip? Well, the strength of the hip directly affects the mechanics of the knee. So we want to make sure all of the muscles throughout your leg here are strong to help support the knee as it's going through its bending motions and impact and exercise effectively. First exercise then, what we're going to do is lie on your side. Again, this is going to be our bad knee is going to be up on top. You're going to straighten the leg out. And from here now, make sure the hip is remaining forward this way. There's a chance that your hip is going to want to roll back this way. And that's going to force you to use different muscles than the ones we're trying to engage. So sometimes I like to have patients just put their hand here and press that hip forward to prevent it from rolling back. Alternatively, you could put yourself right up against a wall, and that'll obviously help prevent the hip from rolling back. Okay, from here now the leg is straight. What you're gonna do is simply just lift that leg straight up and back just a touch. Again, that leg might want to drift forward a little bit, so you need to make sure it stays in direct line with the body or back just a little bit. With all of these exercises, just to keep it super simple, what we're gonna do is shoot for 3 sets of 15 repetitions once a day. And again, make sure you're doing it with the affected side, the knee that's hurting, and also the side that isn't hurting, right? So 3 sets of 15 with this exercise. We call these side-lying hip AB or abduction, okay? You're gonna feel that right there. All right, the next exercise, you're gonna be lying on your back again. Now you're gonna leave one knee bent up in this position, and the other leg is gonna be straight. Again, I'm gonna demonstrate with this bad knee, the knee that's hurting. From here, what you're gonna do is just tighten the quadriceps, so you're pushing the kneecap down into the ground, and lift the leg straight up to the level of the opposite leg, and then right back down. Again, 3 sets of 15 repetitions, and you're gonna be feeling this. This is a hip flexor and a quadricep muscle strengthening exercise. Okay, finally, last exercise. So you're gonna be laying the opposite direction. Okay, again, this is our bad knee. This is the one that's hurting. You're gonna take your good leg and cross it over top of the side that's hurting. Again, lying on your side. Now, with the leg straight, you're just gonna lift that leg straight up this direction. Okay, we call these side-lying adduction. So it's the inner thigh muscles that are working with this exercise. 3 sets of 15, make sure you're doing each side. And maybe it goes without saying, but please, if you have any pain while you're doing these exercises, stop. Do not work through symptoms with these exercises. Good luck to you. If you have any questions or problems, please leave a comment below and I'll hope to address them for you.